Welcome back to Sir's Stories, where difficult choices lead to profound discussions. Today, we're diving into a heart-wrenching tale of betrayal, friendship, and an impossible decision. Imagine standing at the crossroads of loyalty and truth. What would you do? Would you reveal a secret that could ruin everything, or stay silent and let a lie unfold? Let's explore this moral dilemma together. Peter had never imagined that the happiest day of his best friend's life would become the most agonizing decision of his own. Rachel's wedding was supposed to be perfect. Every detail, from the elegant floral arrangements to the golden-lit ballroom, had been carefully planned. She had spent months making sure everything was flawless, choosing the dress, rehearsing her vows, picking the perfect venue. And now, the moment had finally arrived. The guests were arriving. The music played softly in the background, and in just over an hour, Rachel would walk down the aisle to marry Daniel, the man she believed was her forever. But Peter had a secret. A terrible, gut-wrenching truth that threatened to destroy everything. Just hours before the ceremony, he had seen something. Something that made his stomach churn, his heart pound, and his hands tremble. Daniel wasn't the man Rachel thought he was. And now, Peter was faced with a choice, one that would either protect her from a lifetime of lies or break her heart before she even got to say, "I do." The morning had been a whirlwind of excitement. Rachel was in her bridal suite, surrounded by her bridesmaids, laughing and sipping champagne. Peter had just finished double-checking the final details of the ceremony when he decided to step outside for some air. He walked toward the back of the venue, a quiet garden enclosed by ivy-covered stone walls. The air was crisp, and for a brief moment, he enjoyed the silence. Then, he heard whispers. At first, he didn't think much of it. Weddings were filled with secret conversations, nervous grooms, emotional family members, last-minute surprises. But as he stepped closer, the voices became clearer. He recognized them instantly. Daniel and Clara. Peter's chest tightened. He wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but something about their hushed tones felt off. He turned the corner, staying hidden behind the vines, and what he saw made his stomach drop. Clara, Rachel's maid of honor, was pressed up against the wall, her hands tangled in Daniel's suit jacket. And Daniel was kissing her. Not a quick kiss, not an innocent mistake. This was something else entirely, something deep, something full of longing. Something forbidden. Peter felt like the ground had been ripped from beneath him. His mind struggled to catch up with what his eyes were seeing. He wanted to believe it wasn't real, that somehow he was misunderstanding the situation. But the way Daniel's hands gripped Clara's waist, the way they both looked at each other when they finally broke apart, it told him everything. This wasn't the first time. Rachel's fiancé and her best friend, the two people she trusted most. Peter's fists clenched. His pulse pounded in his ears. He wanted to storm in and rip Daniel away from Clara, to punch him in the face and demand an explanation. But instead, he stepped back, pressing himself against the stone wall, his breath coming in shallow gasps. His heart was racing, not just from anger, but from the sickening realization that he now held a truth too dangerous to ignore. Peter couldn't think. He paced through the empty corridors of the venue, his mind spinning in a million directions. Should he tell Rachel? If he did, it would destroy her. She was head over heels in love with Daniel. She had spent years believing he was her soulmate. If she found out the truth now, just an hour before her wedding, it would crush her. But if he stayed silent? If he let her marry a man who was already betraying her? The thought made his stomach turn. Rachel deserved better than this. She deserved to know the truth. But how could he be the one to tell her? Peter ran a hand through his hair, his body tense. He could already hear the chaos that would erupt if he spoke up. The guests would be confused. The families would be in shock. Rachel would be heartbroken. And what if she didn't believe him? What if she accused him of trying to ruin her wedding out of jealousy or some twisted sense of protectiveness? Daniel was charming, a smooth talker. He could deny everything, call Peter a liar, and convince Rachel that it was all a misunderstanding. Peter had never felt so trapped in his life. He needed to see her. He needed to look her in the eye and tell her the truth himself. Peter walked toward the bridal suite, his heart pounding in his chest. He needed to decide now. He took a deep breath and entered. Rachel was standing in front of the mirror, adjusting her veil. She looked so beautiful, like the bride she had dreamed of becoming. Peter hesitated. His throat tightened, his heart aching. I saw something, Peter said quietly, barely able to form the words. Rachel's smile faded, her excitement turning to concern. What's wrong? Peter forced himself to look her in the eyes. It's Daniel and Clara. Rachel's brow furrowed. What about them? Peter took a shaky breath. I saw them together. They were kissing. Rachel froze. Her eyes widened, confusion clouding her face. What do you mean? She whispered. I saw them, Rachel, Peter said. I wouldn't lie to you about this. For a moment, silence filled the room. Then, Rachel shook her head, as if trying to wake from a bad dream. No, she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. Peter reached for her hand, but she pulled away, her entire body trembling. I have to go, she muttered, stumbling toward the door. Rachel. But she was already gone, leaving Peter alone with the knowledge that no matter what she decided, the damage had already been done. The moral dilemma Peter faced is nothing short of a test of character and loyalty. If we look at it through a utilitarian lens, his decision could be justified as a means of preventing greater harm in the future. A betrayal discovered before it was too late might spare Rachel an entire lifetime of heartbreak. On the other hand, Peter's decision could be critiqued through deontological ethics, where the morality of his actions, his choice to reveal the painful truth, would be judged regardless of the consequences. He chose to break Rachel's illusion of happiness, knowing the pain it would cause, in order to protect her from a greater betrayal down the line. Now, consider this. Imagine you were Peter, faced with a choice to protect your best friend's happiness or reveal a devastating truth. Would you expose the betrayal, even if it meant ruining everything she had planned? Would you sacrifice the moment for the truth, or stay silent and let the wedding proceed as planned? Your thoughts matter. Share them in the comments below. Don't forget to share this with your friends and see what they would do in a situation like this. If you enjoyed the story, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.